Excellent. We've got everyone here and we are live and recording. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining this next episode with SubQuery. We're lucky to be joined today by Dr. B, Bruce, the CEO of Fantech, and Jessica, the founder of Relation. Thank you very much for joining us today. For all those listening, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And thank you for joining. My name is James Bailey. I'm the CEO of SubQuery, and let's get the show started. We're talking about SocialFi and Web3. I've got a lot to cover today with some excellent guests that are leading the way in this kind of up and coming vertical in Web3. Why don't we start with some introductions? Maybe Jessica, ladies first. Do you want to introduce yourself as well as Relation?
Sure, thanks. And I'm happy to be here and sharing about myself and our project Relation Protocol. So my name is Jessica. I'm founder of Relation Labs. I was in the crypto since 2017, and I was doing some trading and compliance related things in Singapore and business development, and also we started to thinking about something new in 2021. So we built the decentralized social graph protocol Relation, and we designed it to encode the social relation in our emerging decentralized society. And what we build is basically three parts. The most underlying is the tokenized data standard ERC 6239 framework. It seamlessly integrates the Web2 and Web3 data and connecting online identity nodes through the intertwined social connections. So there's also, because of building this, we are able to create a vast and accessible data layer and fostering the interoperability and supporting a myriad of the innovative service scenarios. So this is a middleware called the Relation Graph, and we have some output API to support to abstract this data layer into the business logic to support the applications that they can build off. And we also built the application we self, so like the Relation One, the club, etc. And we have some integrated applications like HashKey and Partkey, etc. By way of doing this, we provide a tool for the decentralized interactions and giving users the power to monetize the data identities and social interactions. So we do this by having the Web3 handle domain name, which is called the .so, and also our native token to support the ecosystem. That's it, and back to host.
Yeah, excellent, Jessica. That's a lot. And you've been in the space for a long time, all the way back since 2017. I've got a lot of questions about what you're doing, but before we do that, Bruce, do you want to introduce yourself and, of course, Fantech as well?
Yes, thank you. So my name is Bruce. I've been in the crypto space since 2016. I've worked on a couple of Web2 startups before. We're backed by SoftBank and Grab. I actually first came in touch with crypto through my time at Deloitte, where I work at the Blockchain Institute. On private blockchain solutions for banks. Ever since I've been working on other Web3 projects, especially in the NFT space. Then I decided to move into Web3 full time at the beginning of the year. and we just launched Fantech about 2 months ago, in order to redefine how relationships are built in Web3, and also break up the silos of Web2 companies such as Facebook and TikTok, in order to help creators and users make money um, by monetizing their contents.
Awesome. Let's talk about that soon. And so, both of you guys are working in the new area called SocialFi, social finance. It's getting a lot of interest in Web3 right now. It's quite a hot topic. People are maybe saying that it might be the next DeFi summer. The SocialFi, I guess, depends on the season wherever you are. Tell me more about what is SocialFi, and for those that are listening to this on this Spaces and that have never heard about that term, how do you best describe what SocialFi is?
Yeah, how I think about SocialFi is basically by looking at what is already existing in Web 2, right, and trying to improve on that. What is currently existing in Web 2 are social media companies that have built a monopoly in terms of owning the data. And if you look at the big picture and at the pie of the value that is created, the Web2 companies probably take up 80 to 90% of the pie, and the rest goes to the creators, while the user is being monetized. So if so actually the user doesn't get anything. So if you use Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you are actually the product that people or companies extract value from. Now, what SocialFi aims to solve, or how I think about SocialFi, is that it helps to make the playing field fairer, right? So that all stakeholders within the ecosystem can actually benefit from these social interactions: creators, users, and also the platform. How does it do it? By using blockchain and by introducing financial tools, that help users and creators monetize.
Do you have anything to add to that, Jessica?
Yeah, I actually would like to echo what Bruce said just now. And I think for the SocialFi, it's basically the combination of the social and finance. And this is the way that people are getting some revenue or income or profit from the social media, as either as a creator or as an advertiser or any or the individual user. So the traditional way, there are some models like pay advertisement and sponsor content, or even the share of revenue from the traffic or advertisements. So we are trying to make this model more in a direct and immediate way in the Web3, and creating some more models that can benefit all the players in this sector, including the creators and those who are more active in the social in every social network, and those who have some social, we so call the social capital, which means their connections are valuable, and also the content they created. So I think everything that can be so this are all different ideas that can be generated in this Web3 world, because what's special in the Web3 is it makes the core value more immutable, so makes it recorded on chain. So what's the core value in the social sector? We think it is the connections, and the interactions of the people who are in this network. So I think the blockchain is making it more easier for the interaction, like sending of the tips, or some buying the creator influencers token, etc. So we can have being a more active community in this Web3 world. So I think it's the game-changing thing in this with this new technology, and we actually hope the future can be really, really different compared to before, because most of the people in the Web3 Web2 social media are contributors, but they are not benefiting from the revenue flow. That's my view. Thanks, and back to host.
Yeah, so like at the heart of SocialFi, which you just mentioned, Jessica, is like this whole thing about value exchange, right? That people, the creators that create the content, have control over those creations. So maybe a question for you, Bruce, is how does Fantech enable that? So how are you kind of bringing back or wresting back the control of these creations into the hands of the creators themselves?
Yes. So actually, what Fantech is trying to do is learn from both worlds. The innovations from Web2, because we actually have good apps in Web2 already in terms of UI UX, but also leverage on the innovations in Web3. So number one, what Fantech does is allows you to buy shares from other users. So you can actually invest in the success of other creators yourself if you believe in them. Number two, what we are now experimenting with is we introduce features where creators can actually um, monetize their content. So you don't only need if you buy a share from that creator, you don't only have access to their content, but the creator can use certain tools in order to monetize what they create. One of the feature we introduced and are testing right now is pay-per-view, which means that there are content that the creator can create and demand payment in order to be viewed. We actually we got inspired by OnlyFans. It's an OnlyFans feature.
That's
So
quite funny.
yeah, we're testing whether it works in Web3. It also depends on the target audience, of course. Um, but right now is what Fantech is trying to do is figuring out um, what makes people use our app and also stay on our app. So we are trying to solve the retention issue as well, because the crypto space is a very attention driven space, and the attention sometimes is short sighted. So people come to our platform for speculative purposes, right? Because they want to get in as early as possible and benefit from it financially. And now we're trying to convince them to stay on our platform because of the features we built that can benefit them long term.
And that is a great aim that I think most teams are trying to do themselves. So you mentioned at the start of this call, Jessica, the decentralized social graph, you called it. For those that aren't familiar with what social graphs are, what are they? And what difference does it make for it to be decentralized?
Okay, so actually the social graph is not a new concept. That was raised by the Facebook around, I think, more than 10 years ago. And now we are able to do this again with the decentralization of the social networks and making making a concept that merges the social networking and also the a decentralized way of financing. So this is new kind of SocialFi platforms can be operating on the blockchain technology and ensuring that the networks are decentralized. So how to decentralize that? It is as I said just now, what's the core part and of the relationship in the different social media is actually the connections, like James just said, like we are following each other on the Twitter, and we have connections on LinkedIn. We have Facebook, Instagram, etc. So we are making our own social graph on the each of the different social platforms, and because of the censorship of the platform, so we have to leave everything on this platform. So what we are trying to do is we can tokenize the data in this Web3 world and making it portable to everywhere. Like you are in this, you're playing some applications here, in let's see HashKimi, and later you just jump out to trying to use something like relation one, and you can still continue the conversation and continue the sharing with your friends in the other places. So this is how we are decentralizing the social network, and because of the absence of the central authority to control the platform, so we can actually making the users to get more control of their own data and content. And of course, because we are in the Web3, we have the crypto tokens, for example, the NFTs for their social activities, like posting the contents, liking, sharing, and engaging with each other's, like adding friends, etc. So those tokens, in most of the cases, we are using that in NFTs. So these tokens often have the real world value and can actually be making the people's social capital being valuable, and it can be either be generating more, let's see, benefit from some of the credit from the DeFi with credit scoring platform like SocialFi, and some other place that they can actually trade the share of their social capital. And also, what's more, the NFTs and the ownership are actually benefiting people from making the content or making their own connections, etc. So we are thinking about the incorporating NFTs into to represent the ownership of the unique digital assets or the unique access to some decentralized community, and also brings new dimensions to the content sharing and the app distribution and recommendation, etc. So making this more helpful to beneficial to everybody in this ecosystem in the social media landscape. So I think we are more towards a more decentralized world in the Web3. And currently we're heavily relying on the centralized media like Twitter. So I think in the future we have more and more tech that is helping each other to make things in a more decentralized way, especially I think when the ChatGPT is helping us to make decentralized, helping us to make a virtual assistant, and we actually was thinking about designing this into a combination of this into this decentralized social network, so that making everybody's social connections in a more smart way, and we are able to find some intelligence from this core and valuable connections that's made by the decentralized social graph.
Well, you got a challenge ahead of you, right? Because some of the largest companies in Web2 are social media applications, like you mentioned, Facebook, Twitter, which we're on here, Instagram, even Weibo. And the core of these is that social graph that they have. My understanding of social graphs is it's quite hard to get people to change social graphs. They kind of like reinforce themselves, because I will spend my time online where most of my friends are spending their time online. And so that's kind of like a cycle. So what ways are you planning, or how are you approaching kind of breaking that cycle, or getting more people into a decentralized social graph so they don't have to rely on the centralized ones?
Let me take this question first. So I think we just think about how we are using, why we started using some of the social platforms that we are using it right now. So for example, in the very beginning of the last decade, people are maybe more earlier. So people start using Facebook because they never have a place in this online world that they can have their own profile, and they can make connections with their friends, especially at that time with their schoolmates. So it makes it interesting for them to get their own profile, make their posts, and make connections. So I think this is something that they can never done before, because previously what people can do is they go to some page and see the posting there that's permission posting, read the news, and they can actually do nothing, just reading or sharing. So later they can generate more content online, and later we have something new, like the Twitter is something that we can make a quick post, like a smaller blog, a shorter blog to sharing of their view or pictures, etc. So make a more quicker, immediate interaction. So I think this is making things more interesting. And when something new is popping out, like the TikTok, this is the place that they can make videos and generate. They can post this there, and this is something that they can never done before. And I think what's important for the next wave of innovation is we must be building something new in the Web3 SocialFi, not by copying something that is existing right now. Like we can't do a Twitter on Ethereum or Ethereum-based YouTube, maybe not YouTube, sorry. Um, So let's say Facebook. So this is something that people won't be interested in to get in, and people will be interested in something new. So this is what I think that AI can help, because AI is making the interaction in a more interesting way. So let's see. Imagine you're in this decentralized. And you are in this decentralized social network. You have connections with each other, and you have your own interests, you have your own persona, you have the tokenized data that represent your interest, persona connections, etc., etc. So all those representing you and your social identity. And you also have a smart digital assistant that helping you to do things. For example, if you're interested in finding the immersion game file that you would like to play, that this agent will be helping you to do that, and maybe help you to do some basic elementary transactions on your own behalf. I think that will be more attracting and making people to shift in this to this new decentralized network.
The
But
new things, yeah.
yeah, I'm just giving this case. I think that's interesting, but things might be popping out in a very different way. So there may be something new that I never imagined before, and people starting to think that, oh, I love this. I will also join this, and I would like to encourage my friends or people around me to all join this social media platform. So that might happen in the future.
Yeah. What about you, Bruce? What do you think is going to help wean people off the big Web2 social media companies and applications out there? You're going through this problem right now with the stickiness question, right? How do you acquire users and keep them in your apps?
Yes. So the question was regarding acquiring users.
Yeah, and also keeping away from like these traditional Web2 based centralized social media companies.
Yeah, I mean, right now we do start with the users that already exist in Web3, which are the Web3 natives and those who are already familiar with cryptocurrencies and decentralization. Um, I think the goal is not to prevent people from or convince people from. Uh, Moving to Web3. We cannot force them, but just showing them what benefits Web3 has in terms of monetization possibilities. And yeah, I think it will take a lot of time. Right now, we actually focus on the tools that building the tools that make or that help creators make money. So we have to solve
So
that part first.
in that point, Bruce, like imagine if we have managed to get users away from these Web2 social media applications and they're using these SocialFi platforms in Web3. What kind of future do you imagine that we could see possible? Like, what are the applications of SocialFi tomorrow? What do you like? Dream the best dream you can dream for 3 or 4 years time, and what does that dream look like?
Yes. So how we envision it is that SocialFi will help more users make money. Um, and how we actually can be interoperable because right now each SocialFi platform is like on its own on each chain. So we hope we hope that we can also be able to communicate and work with other SocialFi platforms so that the user doesn't have to worry about which platform he's on and can easily transfer funds from one platform to the other platform. But yeah, how we think the future will be is that there will be and there won't be these monopolies of big Web2 companies anymore that solely monetize your data, but you have the ability to build your own reputation in Web3, because all the data is going to be on the blockchain, right? And it doesn't matter which SocialFi platform you are on. This data belongs to you, and you decide what to do with it and how you can monetize it. So you have more power over your data compared to how it is right now with the Web2 companies.
Yeah, I imagine content creators out there are getting sick of being ripped off by these big platforms. I NFTs kind of played with this a while ago, right? Where they allowed you to put a resale kind of commission or commission on resales of NFTs. I guess SocialFi kind of takes that to the maximum, where you kind of reward for a bunch of behaviors that you might want to push. You mentioned the start, I think, maybe it was Jessica mentioned the start, where you could reward people from having a larger friend network or a larger kind of network of colleagues or friends. What other ideas, Jessica, are there out there that you have?
Yes, we are having this design to reward people who are more active in this social graph. And this is something that we are making use of our own token to try to fuel the ecosystem and making it more active. So we have our first season of airdrop in mid of this year, and we are still having the round two season of airdrop and some other ecosystem incentives to trying to make the ecosystem more active, distributing to the individual users and also the those who have connections, the builders who have connections with us. So this is in our own ecosystem. And if you're interested in that, just and try to play with our Relation One application, or checking out our documentations for any kind of integrations or collaborations. So this is about our own incentive. And I think in the future is something that we can have, because we are the building the middleware and also the underlying tokenized data. These are all open source, so everybody can. This is something that everybody can build off. So we can support the building of many of the applications. They can focus on their own business logic instead of the the data, like the connections, etc. And I actually was expecting something in the future that can be kind of new applications. For example, I have for example, I'm a person who really loves traveling and trying some new local food, and I can have an assistant, the AI assistant, helping me to search for every kind of they have my the agent have my own preference of the food, and it can help me to search for every restaurant in the city. For example, I'm traveling to Paris, and give recommendations, and maybe arrange time, and maybe we have an app which is a booking app and commenting app. I can just the agent can help me to book this restaurant, and after that I make some content, and this will be streamlessly posted on somewhere like maybe like the YouTube, and sharing of my experience, and my followers will be seeing everything, every moment of that and what's happening. I'm going to this restaurant and taking this kind of dishes and posting everything here on the YouTube, and they can actually follow me on that, etc. So maybe they can sponsor me, or they can sharing of my profit or anything like this. So I think this is something that be very interesting in the future. That and the different applications can be leveraging on each other's logics and making this ecosystem a more vivid one. So I think this is taking the interoperability of this. The smart contract. Even now, the interoperability only means that you can, for example, the tokens and maybe the DeFi, they can interact with the blockchain. But in the future, and also with the development of the layer 2 in making the transaction in a more scalable way, and the modularity of the blockchain, and even the account abstraction, this I think the combination of this can helping people, especially those who are new to this blockchain or SocialFi world. They can easily get started, and they can interact in this space based on their own intuitive intent, and making transactions without the tedious wallet operation, etc. And I think this is the only way that we can in the future get more people to join this Web3, join SocialFi, and try more functions and being attracted to the Web3 world.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm talking a lot. I think more than what you just asked.
No, it's great, Jessica. It means you got a big vision ahead of you, and for the world of SocialFi. For those that are listening, by the way, I've been asked to share a Zeely code. We're running some Zeely campaigns at the moment, so if you use the code GETSOCIAL, one word, GETSOCIAL, you'll get some extra rewards there. So GETSOCIAL is your Zeely code, all one word, all lowercase. Give it a go. I think we're running to the end of the call. Bruce, anything else you want to talk about or share with the audience here today that I haven't covered about SocialFi? Anything I'm missing, or people don't like? What do people most often not get? Like, what's the biggest misconception sometimes?
I think the biggest misconception about SocialFi is that it's a way to speculate. I think right now, because a lot of users are traders, a lot of the early adopters are traders, so they will come and trying to uh, buy certain shares as early as possible to sell it at a higher price later, which is totally fine. But I think the bigger narrative behind SocialFi is actually really to create value for the users, the creators, the platform, the advertisers, um, and making the playing field more fair for everyone. So I hope that people realize that SocialFi is not only about trading each other and try to benefit from it as much as possible financially. uh, yeah, and we hope to be able to solve the puzzle and onboard more Web2 users to Web3 in order for them to create their own communities and to monetize their expertise and talents that they have. Um, yeah, excited about the journey.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for joining this call. We're running a bit over time, but it was a pleasure talking to you both, Bruce and Jessica, from Fantech and Relation. Go check them out. They're online. SocialFi is the next big thing right now. It's really, really hot. And these two are working at the forefront of this industry and leading the way. So they're worth following, they're worth checking out. I really enjoyed talking to you two. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, your ideas, and teaching us all a little thing or two today. I appreciate it.
Likewise, thanks for having me.
Same here. I'm happy to be here, and I really appreciate the chance to have some sharing and discussion with you guys. And I think wish all you guys have a nice one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everyone, wherever you are around the world, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.